Hello! Here's what's coming up for you on this week's Swipe.
The masters of modding. We meet the experts who'll tell you how to make your PC a gaming beast. Then discover the games that'll look most captivating on your newly souped up machine. And we'll finish with playing of a different kind inside one of the most famous recording studios in the world.
Welcome to Swipe from Abbey Road Studios in London. We're going to be showing you some of the latest innovations in digital music making in a few minutes. First though, let's get a quick look at some of this week's tech news headlines.
Despite a petition signed by more than 1.2 million people, changes to Snapchat look set to stay. An update separated content from friends from that of brands and celebrities, something users said defeated the purpose of the app. But the company has said the features will adapt to users and they hope the community will enjoy it once they settle in. Researchers at the University of Bristol have used a tractor beam of sound waves to move a levitating object around an obstacle course for the first time. Engineers want to be able to develop the technique to use inside the human body to remove a kidney stone, for example. And Uber's boss says he can see the commercialisation of the company's Uber Air flying taxis within 5 to 10 years. The firm expects travelling by flying vehicle to eventually become an affordable way of getting around. Now, if you're a gamer, you'll know the importance of brilliant gameplay graphics. It's what drives the PC modding community, who are determined to make those top games you play look even better. This week, Chris has been meeting people who spend big on enhancing their gaming experience.
It might look like the engine room of an alien spaceship, but these are in fact the innards of a high-end gaming PC. It's the sort of machine you might put together if you're a hardcore gamer. It's built from scratch from hand-picked parts, designed to push graphics to the absolute limits.
So you release the pin.
This workshop aims to help beginners get into PC modding. There's plenty of advice to get started.
Stick to 30 to maybe 45% of your budget of an entire PC being spent on the graphics card. Because the graphics card is going to be the bit that's going to make the biggest difference to your games. But make sure you spend a good amount of money on the cooling, because if you make sure that you get your cooling correct, then your system will be both cool and quiet. Don't get to the point of breaking something. I would say take your time. If you're not sure about something, look on YouTube for videos, ask some friends, go on a forum, double check before you do it.
Now, if you're a gamer, chances are you want the best graphics possible. But how realistic is it to put something like one of these together? I mean, how much is it going to cost you?
At the absolute top of the range, people have been known to spend tens of thousands of pounds on their setups. But PCs like these ones, considered the medium to high end, will set you back around £2,000. Though these too could be getting more expensive. That's thanks to the rise of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, where people are building powerful PCs in the hope of getting rich.
These machines are just mining solidly. There's a very, very minor percentage of people that will use a gaming PC to do crypto. So that's one of the reasons why at the moment there's a graphics card shortage. As soon as they come in, the crypto guys are buying them all up. And that's driving prices up because people just can't get them at the moment.
Despite the popularity of consoles, PC gaming is as popular as ever. You only need to look at the ongoing success of esports. And online communities or workshops like these are making modding more accessible. But just how hard is it to build one yourself?
It can be sort of like challenging, but to be fair, most people describe it as sort of like adult Lego. So
it's not as difficult as people think. They might overthink it, they might think it's too difficult and then they'll just stress over it.
Some of the parts can be rather fiddly and you also have that kind of burden that if you break one of the parts, it's not covered.
I don't think I can do it by myself, but it does actually look quite exciting.
Chris Creegan, Sky News.
Well, given all of that, this seems like the perfect opportunity to dedicate our games review to those titles that will look most breathtaking when you play them on a powerful PC. Here's Alicia.
Get ready! While Star Wars 2 Battlefront may have caused a little bit of controversy based on how it monetized, one thing is definitely indisputable. It is gorgeous. And that's kind of down to the Frostbite engine. Frostbite powers everything, and it was created by EA DICE. And the Frostbite engine is known for a number of things. One of them is that it's able to create eye-wateringly powerful and amazing animations, weather effects and lighting effects. And on PC, all of those are turned up to 11, so it's definitely the best place to experience Star Wars Battlefront if you haven't already. Project Cars 2 is all about the photorealism, so that means when you're driving one of the 180 cars around the track, you'll find that tendrils of water disappear over the windscreen and the sun really gleams off of the bonnet. But if you're on PC, you also get the added benefit of the fact that you can tweak a bunch of different visual toggles. From heat hazes to screen dirt, there's so much to choose from. The real kicker is that Project Cars on PC is incredible due to its virtual reality technology. Nothing beats sitting actually inside a car in virtual reality and looking around at some incredible graphics. Destiny 2 isn't the most photorealistic shooter on the market, but it's still one of the best looking. And that's because it's got real attention to detail. Honestly, I spent at least a minute staring at these bullet holes that have been riddled through a concrete wall because the textures are so stunning. And when you've got all the power of a really high-end PC graphics card, those tiny details really burst into life. So shadows are deeper, hues of colours are brighter, and it just looks stunning. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was one of the standout games from 2017, and that's for a number of reasons. Partly its treatment of mental health, but also its facial animation tech is some of the best you'll find this side of the Uncanny Valley. There's a lot of scenes where you're going through rivers, or you're going through really dark caves, or really fierce combat, and from scene to scene, everything runs super smoothly. And that's because on PC, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice runs at 60 frames per second. It just runs buttery smooth on PC.
And finally this week, let's make some music. All the greats have been here at Abbey Road over the years. The Beatles, Elton, Kanye, Taylor. Swipe first came here a couple of years ago after Abbey Road launched its incubator scheme for music tech startups. Now I've come back to check out a few of the latest innovations coming out of the studios.
It's changed my life for once or twice. Lucky snake eyes on the dice. Hit the jackpot, hit the gold. Won your heart and won your soul.
Indigo Palace wrote this song using the first app to be developed by Abbey Road Studios. It's called Top Line, and it allows artists to capture lyrics and music, then share them with other band members instantly so they can add their own ideas and sounds to the same piece. It means they don't have to wait weeks until they're together in the same room to write a song.
You'll forget stuff all the time. That was like the main thing that he used to say when we got into the studio. It was like,
I get there and I'd be
I
like,
had this sick idea and I can't remember it, and it was just like this constant struggle, and we spent half the session trying to like recreate that initial spark.
I'm lift, fell in love, now I'm on a trip.
So I've just sent D this track, and then he's put it into this section, and then he can record and add his bits over it, the verse here, and then basically you save it, allow, and then now I can just export this.
All of your feelings are secondary. Heart turns so cold.
The app's not perfect though.
The main thing that I would like to see is potentially just a volume control.
That, and also adding a reverb audio effect, Jocelyn tells me.
Reverb is just a recreation of a room that you're in. Add a reverb to it is to bring a little bit of life and just like space to the recording.
Abbey Road isn't just developing technology for new music. In the room next door, there's de-mixing software that can make an old song sound much clearer, like this Rolling Stones track from the 60s. The technology separates the different bits of audio so it can reduce the noise of screaming fans too.
What we do is we create fingerprints of all the instrumentation that's within the recording. So in the case of the track here, it's harmonica, drums, guitars. And the program is trained to look out for those fingerprints within the recording. And when it hears a harmonica, it pushes the audio to the harmonica track, the drum track, and so forth like that.
Now, Abbey Road say we're the first members of the media to film in this room, which is used for creating surround sound movie tracks. It's clear all this innovating is key for the studio's strong reputation, but I wondered how it benefits them to develop things like the free app we saw Indigo Palace using.
We just want to be very close to the talent of the future to make sure that they remember about us, that they come through our door later on, that they use our new facilities, they use our new studios, they are engaged in all sorts of different technological developments.
Had a great time, guys. Had a great time. Fantastic time. Thank you. Thank you. Swipe!
Well, that's it for this week's show. Don't forget to join us again next week for more Swipe. And in the meantime, why not follow us on Twitter @Sky News Swipe. See you soon. Bye-bye.